Hey, Sam. You're a bit late coming home. Is everything okay? Don't tell me they gave you overtime again.
Oh, shoot, Marie, I'm so sorry about this. There was actually an office outing after everyone punched out. I should have mentioned it to you.
Oh, I see. I didn't know about that. I was just getting worried about why you weren't coming back.
Well, if I don't come home, then you can probably just assume that I'm at some kind of office party or something like that, okay? There really isn't any need to worry about me at all. But anyways, we're about to head to our third bar for the night right now.
Hold on a second. You mean that you've already gone to 2 bars tonight? Just make sure you don't drink too much tonight, Sam. I mean, is this really a drinking party for your work?
Yeah, of course it is. Today's a big day, and we have a lot to celebrate tonight, so that's why we're all going out.
And just what is being celebrated by everyone tonight, if I may?
Well, we're just all celebrating how well we've all been doing with our work. I mean, even some of the most strict managers are here, and even they're congratulating us. I really don't think you understand what it means for those two to open up and even come to one of these things in the first place.
I see. Well, I guess that all sounds like a good thing to me, right? I mean, I guess it really is a special night for you guys.
Actually, did you know that it's only me and one other coworker who are doing the best numbers at the company right now? He's basically my rival at the office, but I just know that if I can really prove myself against him, that I'll finally get promoted to a management position. So that's why I'm only gonna have to work even harder from here on out.
Wow, what a time to have a rival. I had no idea that things were so exciting for you at the office. But I guess that he must be pretty good if he's competing with you for the top spot in your division.
He really is something. He basically graduated from the same level of school that I did, and we've been competing ever since we both joined the company around the same time.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess at least the two of you are probably only pushing each other to work even harder, right?
Yeah, but I think that's just all part of Mr. Davis's plan. He's always trying to pit us against each other so that we perform better. Although I guess given how I'm talking about this, I can't say that his strategy isn't working. And besides, if a big promotion is waiting at the end for me, then it'll all be worth it. And that also means that you can't exactly say that the system is unfair, so it's just you versus the other guy.
Wow. Well, that Mr. Davis of yours sure sounds like he knows how to run a tight ship. And you were saying that he's actually there drinking with you all right now?
Well, I mean, it is a celebration after all, right?
You're right, I was just curious. So, do you have any idea around what time you'll be coming back home?
Yeah, I'm still not so sure about that. I think that we'll probably just be drinking all the way until morning.
Really? You're gonna be out that late? Are you sure that you're going to be okay doing that?
Of course it's gonna be fine. I already said that I'd be okay, didn't I? I've been bracing my liver for it this whole time.
If you say so. Just be careful, okay, Sam? Anyways, if you're gonna be staying out, then I'm probably going to bed.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. You should go and get some sleep if you can. In fact, why aren't you asleep already?
Well, I really couldn't get to sleep at all because Daisy kept waking up and crying all the time. I don't know what was going on. I can't remember the last time she was crying that bad.
Yeah, well, you're right about that. She certainly does cry quite a bit, doesn't she? Although I guess it's a good thing that I decided to go out with everyone tonight. It would really suck to be stuck at home with a crying baby all night, don't you think?
Well, I won't say that I don't understand where you're coming from in saying that, but, you know, I've been starting to get really bad headaches from dealing with all this crying. And I really just don't think that I'm getting enough sleep at all. And I don't think that Daisy is helping either.
Well, then why don't you go and make her stop crying or something, huh? I mean, do you really think you're going to accomplish anything just texting me?
Do you really think it's as easily done as that? I don't even know why our daughter is crying in the first place. But you know, it would be really, really nice if I could count on you for a bit more help now and then.
Oh, come on. You know how exhausted I am after working all day, don't you? Why should I have to take care of the kid on top of that?
I know that you're tired, but... well, I guess that I thought it wouldn't hurt to ask is all. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep. You have a fun rest of your night, okay? Hey, Sam, are you still out? Are you gonna be able to get back home after the buses stop running?
Oh, yeah, sorry, there's another office party tonight, so I don't think that I'm gonna be back home until the morning.
But it's Daisy. Don't you know that she's sick and has a fever? In fact, I think that whatever she has might have passed on to me, and I just feel awful. Please, Sam, can't you try to come home just a little earlier to help out around here?
No, that is just not going to happen. Besides, if I go back home right now, then I might get whatever you two have. So I think I'll just have to find a place to stay for the time being.
But it's Friday. You're supposed to be off work tomorrow and the day after, right? Please, I really do wish that you would come home and help us out a bit more. I really don't know how much more of this I can really take, Sam.
Okay, well, if Daisy has a fever, then that probably means she's been crying all day, is that right? If that's the case, then I'm really not going to be going back.
This is our child that we're talking about, Sam. You need to be here for her, don't you get that?
But I hate kids. All they do is cry and whine, and Daisy is the real reason that I'm never ever home.
So then, the whole reason why you're always out of the house is just because you wanted to avoid being around Daisy?
That's exactly what I'm saying. I can't stand her crying all the time. It really just drives me crazy. She makes my head pound.
Oh, really? Well, have you thought about how her crying might make me feel? I know that it's not easy or fun, but we are her parents, and we can't just run away from our responsibilities.
Our responsibilities? What are you talking about? You should be taking care of the kid and telling her not to cry so much. How about you start actually doing what you're supposed to be doing first instead of pushing all this work on me?
Why are you being like this? I mean, can't you see that I'm already trying really hard? You're the one going out drinking with your friends every night. How is that responsible? Why can't you just work with me a little bit on this? Is that really so bad for you?
You really just don't get it, do you? These work parties are still part of the job. It's all connected. This is one of the few chances that we have several departments gathered and we're all able to communicate with each other. Not only that, but we all work very hard and deserve a break now and then.
I really am not sure about that. I mean, I think that you might just want to drink with your friends. But I really don't think that I can stand living like this. Besides, aren't you worried for your health if you keep drinking at this rate?
There you go, talking about things you don't understand again. You don't even work, so it's no wonder you're so weak. But unlike you, I actually work hard every single day, and so that means that I need to drink in order to release tension. Although I'm not surprised you wouldn't understand.
Why are you doing this? Why are you looking down on me like this? I thought that we were partners. Can't we just try to get along and help each other?
Are you really gonna try and tell me that you think of yourself as working hard just because you do some chores around the house? Are you kidding me? I don't need to hear this from a little worm like you. You're nothing but a parasite.
A parasite? How could you say that about your own wife? What is the matter with you?
Well, it's true, isn't it? I mean, you can't live without my money, right? So any way that I look at it, you seem like a parasite to me. Anyways, are we done here? Because I just want to let you know that I am not going to be coming home until you're over this cold of yours. Hey, just what the heck were those messages that you were sending me earlier, huh? You really think that you could just tell me to stop drinking and come home? Just who do you think you are to talk to me like that? How dare a little parasite like you talk to me like that? And just who do you think you are calling someone a parasite, huh? Who do you think? I'm the person that you feed off of, you little leech. I really ought to just up and get rid of you for this. I mean, really, if you don't want you and Daisy to be kicked to the road, then you better start obeying what I tell you. It's high time that you understand your place in this relationship. I really can't believe that you're talking to your own wife like this. In fact, you know what? Why don't you just not even bother showing up to work tomorrow, okay? Excuse me? Just who do you think you are telling me what to do again?
You really need to get your act together, Sam, and you should know that I am not your wife.
Wait, what? What do you mean you're not my wife? If you're not my wife, then who are you?
This is actually your boss, Sam. You know, Mr. Davis. Don't tell me you've forgotten your place in this company.
Is this supposed to be some kind of joke or something? Why in the world would Mr. Davis be using your phone, Marie?
You do remember that I asked you for those documents in time for our meeting tomorrow, right? But I guess since you're going out drinking tonight, that must mean you've done your work, right?
How would you know that unless you're really Mr. Davis?
Ding, ding, ding! Is it finally starting to click for you, Sam? Do you finally understand what I'm telling you? After all, there's really no reason why your wife would have to know about any of this, right?
Sir, I'm really sorry for this mix-up. This is just a little running joke that I have with my wife is all.
I really did have higher hopes for you, Sam. But after seeing the kinds of messages you send to your wife, well, there's no other word for it except for disappointment. I just am so let down right now.
Wait, no, please, you don't understand. You see, the two of us actually got into a little fight a few days ago, and well, yes, I shouldn't have said what I said, but please know that I don't always talk to her like that, and I am very sorry that you had to see this.
Oh, please, you really think that I'm going to buy that? I've already read through your message history. You talk like this to your wife all the time, and we both know it. You don't care about her at all.
Please, sir, I'm really not trying to fool you or anything like that, but I just think that this is a matter for my wife and I to work out. I really don't think that this has anything to do with our business at the office at all.
You wish it was that simple, but I'm not just upset with you for how you've been treating your wife.
What do you mean? What else have I done to upset you?
Well, first of all, you have been going out drinking practically every single night, and I understand that you've been telling your wife that you've been going out for company parties, right? Care to explain about these non-existent parties?
You don't understand. I was only trying to give Marie an answer so that she would stop bothering me, but I really was drinking with people from other departments.
Oh, that's right. You're always forcing all the younger employees to go out drinking with you. But how about you quit bothering my staff and stay at home with your wife and kid for once? Because Marie has told me all about how little you've done for her. You've put all the work on her while you go out and have a good time at night.
But that's not fair. I don't just push all the work on her. It's a give and take. And I've had plenty of days where I've helped with the child rearing. You can't just believe all the lies that my wife has told you.
I thought I told you to quit lying to me. You have been putting all your work on your wife, and I can tell just by reading your messages. Meanwhile, I've heard all the rumors at work about you spending all your time at less than savory bars.
But who did you hear this from? Who's saying this about me?
If you really must know, it was one of the poor employees that you've forced to go with you on these outings, and he got to see the kind of person that you really were. Not only that, but you lied to your wife about where you were going.
I really am sorry. I didn't think that my wife would go along with me going out this much unless she thought it was all hosted by work.
You really are a piece of work, do you know that? I really am going to have to rethink what I had in mind for you.
Wait, no, please. Okay, look, I admit that I shouldn't have pushed all of that on the staff that I made to come out with me, but think about all that I've done for this company, all that I've accomplished. I'm one of the top performers in the company.
Except for the fact that I know you push all the work that you don't want to do on your underlings. You've never, ever been serious about this job at all, have you?
Hey, where did you go? Where are you? Why is all your stuff missing from the house?
I am taking Daisy and I'm going back to my parents' house if you must know. I can't take this anymore and I'm leaving. Do you get it?
Is this supposed to be some kind of joke? How could you do this to me?
Oh, please, you know that you left me no choice. I'm not going to change my mind, so don't bother.
You still have a lot of explaining to do. Just why in the world was Mr. Davis texting me from your number? Why were you two together?
If you must know, we were actually in a cafe not far from your office. And it felt so nice to finally have someone listen to me about all that I was worried about.
What does this have to do with anything?
I actually sent him an email from your work email. I told your boss a bit about how you were treating me, and he agreed to meet me in secret. I told him all about how you're always out of the house, drinking, and never at home to take care of Daisy. Not only that, but Mr. Davis also told me about how you lied about all those company parties.
How could you do this to me? You betrayed me, and now you've gotten me in serious trouble with my boss. Have you gone crazy or something?
Sam, you can't blame me for this at all. You can only blame yourself for this. I told you that dealing with Daisy's nightly crying was really driving me crazy and that I was starting to reach my limits. Meanwhile, you walk around and act as if you're a good husband when you're not at all. It's no wonder your boss was so disappointed in you when you had built up such a different persona for yourself at work.
What do you know? You don't even work, and now you've gone and made my going to work so much more awkward. How am I supposed to make this up to my boss, huh?
Make it up to my boss? What about me? Besides, this is a mess all of your own making, so why don't you start by apologizing to me?
Do you have any idea how long it took to build up that much trust in my office? You've blown everything up!
You have had so much time where you could have changed your behavior. I warned you over and over again that I was reaching my limits and that I was under a lot of stress. What did you think was going to happen when you were never at home to help me?
But I didn't think that you would go and do this to me. You weren't supposed to stab me in the back like this. I thought that I could trust you. You're my wife. You're supposed to be there for me.
I was there for you, Sam. You weren't there for me, though. I tried to be a good wife to you and a good mother to our child, but now it's clear to me that I had always been doing all the work. And if that's how things are going to be, I'd much rather just do things on my own. Have a nice life, Sam. After that, I heard through the grapevine that Mr. Davis spoke to the company management and arranged it so that Sam started to get less high-profile projects and was put on much more menial tasks that would never advance his career. Sam quickly realized what was going on and could only watch as his access to the corporate ladder was cut off. Although not wanting to quit and start over from the bottom, I heard that Sam is still working at the same place. I can only assume that the rival he had mentioned to me surpassed him and is now probably supervising him. I know it isn't what Sam wanted, but I'm sure it was good for the company. Some years later, I heard that Sam's company had to be restructured and that Sam was let go in the process. By then, Sam and I had finished our divorce and he was paying me child support for Daisy. After hearing that he had been fired, however, I told him I had gotten remarried and didn't need his money anymore. Now I live a quiet, happy life with a loving husband and my daughter who adores him. Obviously, I wasn't happy about how things ended with Sam, but by the time things were falling apart, I was actually walking out. I knew I had made the right decision. As for my daughter Daisy, if she wants to build a relationship with her father in the future, I won't stand in her way. But for now, I only want to make sure that she is raised in a loving family. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Hey, Charles. I was just wondering about what time you were going to be coming home. Don't tell me that you're going to be out late again.
Oh, hey, Gabby. I'm really sorry about this, but my boss has taken us all out drinking again.
So, you're telling me that you're not coming home because you're out drinking?
Oh, you know it's like that. My boss was able to close a really good deal, and he's taken us all out to celebrate our hard work.
I see. So then, you also were a part of this deal that was closed then?
Yeah, that's right. I was actually one of the main contributors to the project.
Oh, well, in that case, congrats! I really had no idea about any of that at all.
Thank you. Even my boss's boss was happy, so I think this is a good sign. And I didn't want to ruin the energy by not accepting the invitation out.
I see, yeah. I suppose you can't really say no to someone wanting to celebrate you.
Well, it's not just me, of course, but anyways, that's what I'm out doing, and I'm not sure what time I'll be back home.
Okay, well, that's not a problem. I was just wondering where you were.
Don't tell me that you've already made dinner and everything, though.
Yes, I already have made dinner, actually. But I was wondering why you weren't getting back to me.
Yeah, I really am so sorry about that. There was just a lot to do at work up until the very end of the workday.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking was going on, but I wasn't sure about it. Anyways, you know that I'm just at home trying to keep things running while being pregnant and all. So I really do appreciate when you're able to come home early. And lately, it feels like you're always coming home late.
I know, I really am sorry. You know how busy I am these days, and I think that the work is just gonna keep going like this for a while.
Do you really think so? You're still going to be working late all the time?
Well, we finished this project just in time for another project to start, and since we're going to be having this kid, I really have to stay on top of everything. I just want to make sure that I can do all that I can to provide for you.
I know, and I know that your work pushes you hard and that you don't have much say in that. And of course, it's thanks to your hard work that we live in the house we do and eat the meals that we have. So I just want you to know how grateful I am for you.
Well, thank you so much for saying that, Gabby. That really does mean a lot. But you were the one that bought our current condo, and I mean, you even make more than I do, or you did before getting pregnant. Do you think you're going back to work after this?
I really would like to go back into the office again if it were possible, but I know that I'll probably still be stuck at home with the kid for a while longer.
Oh, really? You mean you're not going to go straight back into work? Why's that?
Well, I'm having this kid at a kind of advanced age, and I'm just a bit worried about my body. And I think that I should at least stay with the kid until they're about a year old.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but that's why I want to save up money now while I still can, so that way you can just focus on the kid.
And that really is sweet of you. But I would rather we were able to save up money for the future. I mean, you never know what could happen, right?
Sure, but I don't think that you should feel pressured to go back to work too soon or anything. I mean, we live a nice life now, but I would hate to have a drop in quality of life.
Well, I think that we've always been living pretty comfortable, actually. And of course, we're not huge shoppers who always have to have the latest brands or anything like that.
Yeah, that is true, but it's not like you don't have a nice little collection of expensive handbags, right?
Yes, I do, but I bought all of that with my own money before you and I were even married, remember? And some of them were gifts from my company as well, so that's also why I like using them. Besides, I really just use the one bag that I have. It's not like I have all that money.
Well, I just want you to know that I think we're able to live more than comfortable, and I am very happy for it.
Well, I'm glad that we're both able to help each other out to make sure that we can enjoy our loves like this.
Of course, and on top of it all, we're still able to have some money for you to invest, right?
Yes, although I'm still learning exactly about how all of this day trading business works.
Well, I know that you'll be able to figure that out, and when you do, it'll be a huge boon for our house. You got this.
Well, don't put all the pressure on me. It's not like I'll suddenly win it big or anything.
I know, but I'm just saying that compared to you, I really don't think that I actually even contribute that much.
Of course you do, Charles. Besides, you're still so young and have so much life and potential ahead of you.
Well, I appreciate the support, but we'll just have to see about that, won't we? Either way, sometimes I just feel like I got lucky being with you.
Oh, what are you talking about? We're together because we want to be with each other. And I know what a hard worker you are, so that's why I'll always be there to support you.
Thanks for saying that, Gabby. It means a lot. I'm so happy to know that I have someone like you cheering me on. Oh shoot, I actually have to go right now. My boss is calling me back into the room.
No problem. Just make sure that you don't drink too much and that you get home safe. don't understand. What's going on? I mean, I had the baby 3 days ago, but why haven't you come to visit me in the hospital at all?
Oh, shoot, I really am so sorry about this, Gabby. I just won't really be able to make it there at all. I have too much going on at work.
But I literally just gave birth to our daughter. You can't even make time to come and see your own child?
I'm sorry, but I have work to attend to. It's not my fault. I mean, you said so yourself, right? You said that I need to focus on my job.
I know that I said that, but I thought that you'd at least be able to take a single day off to see your own daughter. I thought that you were going to come running to the hospital the moment that I started to give birth.
And it's not that I didn't want to do that or anything, but I just had a lot going on is all.
Well, I still haven't even named the girl since I've been waiting for you to come here and help me.
Oh, you don't have to do that. Just name her whatever you want. I mean, I imagine the hospital will need one for their records, right?
Charles, are you serious? I thought we said we wanted to come up with a name for our daughter together. We made a whole list of potential names and everything.
I know, but the point is that I'm stuck at work and there just isn't much that I can really do from here. So just think of one for now, and if we want to change it later, we'll do that.
Charles, what is the matter with you? I mean, you never used to be like this, so why are you acting this way now?
What do you mean? I'm just being my usual self is all.
I even sent you photos of our daughter and you didn't even respond with anything.
Well, that's because you sent a whole bunch of them all at once and I didn't know how to respond. Besides, I'm still at work and I'm not really supposed to be looking at my phone. You know how strict my boss can be if he catches us texting during work hours.
I know, but it's not like you're working 24 hours every single day.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just tired and I don't really have the energy to be able to respond to you is all.
Charles, please. I really need you here with me right now. Our daughter needs you right now.
Okay, I get it. If it'll make you happy, I'll go and stop by the hospital soon, okay? Is there anything else you want?
Not if you're really going to come.
Well, okay then. I guess that we have this all settled then, don't we?
But I just have one more question. Isn't today Sunday? Are you really having to work today?
Of course I have work today. You think that my company sticks to normal schedule? I do the work when there's work to be done. It really is just that simple. We have deadlines to meet and everyone is responsible for getting their parts of the project done as quickly as possible. So I don't get the day off just because it's Sunday.
And even though it's Sunday, they're really going to make you work a full day?
You really just don't get it, do ya? It doesn't matter what day of the week it is, it matters how much work there is to do. Don't you know that I'm working hard for you and our daughter? I thought you said that you were going to support me, so why do I feel like now you're attacking me just for trying to be there for you both? It really feels like you don't want me to put in as much work as I usually would, and that's really upsetting to me.
Of course, I'm not saying anything like that at all. I'm just saying that I've literally just given birth. I mean, do you know how hard it was to have this child? The doctors were actually really worried about me.
Well, if they're that worried, then it sounds like you just need to rest more. Besides, millions of women give birth every day. I really don't think that it's as bad as you're saying. I mean, what about me? Don't you know that I'm working myself to the bone for this family? Don't you care about the mental toll that all this work has on me?
What are you talking about?
I mean that I really didn't think you were gonna get like this after you gave birth. I think you're just a little emotional and sensitive right now. So maybe you just need to calm down and let your hormones settle before messaging me like this.
Charles? How could you even say something like that to me? That's just horrible.
Well, they're your emotions, so you're the one who needs to be responsible for them. And don't go pretending like this is all my fault or something. Honestly, this is actually so you. Besides, you act coldly towards me all of the time.
Why are you so opposed to coming to the hospital and seeing your newborn daughter? What's so bad about that?
For the millionth time, it's not that I don't want to see her, it's that I have to work. Do you really not get that? Besides, aren't your parents there for you?
My parents are not this child's parents, Charles. You are her father. Don't you understand that?
Maybe this isn't you giving birth at all. Maybe you're just going through menopause, and that's why you're acting so hysterical.
Charles, you've changed. I don't know what else to say, but you've changed and I don't like it.
You don't know what you're talking about at all. I haven't changed in the slightest. I might be a little stressed, but that's no different than normal. Anyways, I'll be sure to visit you while you're still in the hospital. Don't worry.
Charles, what is the meaning of all of this? I want an explanation right now.
I thought I already made it pretty clear to you, didn't I? I mean, weren't you even listening to me at all?
But this doesn't make any sense. I just got home from the hospital with our newborn daughter, and you tell me that you want to get a divorce? Not only that, but you kick me out of the house so that you can go and be with some other woman? This doesn't make any sense at all.
Really? Because you basically just summarized what happened between us, and that makes sense to me. I'm gonna live with my new girlfriend, and that's why I packed up all your stuff and put it by the front door. Now please don't make this any more difficult than it needs to be. I know that you have a kid and that things aren't going to be easy for you, but that's why I was a nice guy and boxed up all your stuff for you, so I don't get what you're so upset about.
How did it all come to this? I don't understand at all.
Well, I know that it's not all your stuff by the door, but I put the rest of it into a storage locker that you have until the end of the month to clean out.
But how can you kick me out of the place that I bought? Why don't you pack up your things and go?
Because I'm going to be taking the condo when we split up our assets, of course. I know that you got this place while you were single, but the value has only gone down since then, so I'll buy you out. You just have to name a price.
Are you being serious right now? I don't even know what to say.
Well, all you have to do is name a price, because I am sick and tired of living with you, and I could have someone much younger.
So, that's what the problem is? My age? Why didn't you say anything before we got married then? Why would you get me pregnant with your child if you had a problem with me?
Because I knew that that's what you wanted, and I was just wanting to give that to you. So you see, we both gave each other something that we wanted, right?
I wanted to have a kid with you because I loved you, Charles.
And it's not that I hate you or anything like that, you know, but I just think that I deserve someone a little younger than you, and cuter too. Surely you didn't think that with our age gap the marriage would last forever, did you? I'm younger than you, and so I should be with someone closer to my age.
But Charles, you were the one who asked me out in the first place, don't you remember?
Yeah, but that was so long ago, and I've really had the time to do a lot of thinking since then, you know? I don't get why you're trying to make me out to be the bad guy, but this is exactly why I can't be with some menopausal old hag like you anymore.
You're taking all of this way too far right now, do you know that?
I really don't think I am. There was always a time limit on the time that we'd actually be able to make this work, but I knew that you made more money than me, and that's partially what kept me around for as long as this.
So that's what this is about? It was all about my money?
You really just aren't getting this, are you? Anyways, can you please just hurry up and sign the divorce papers? There isn't a place for you here anymore, okay?
You are going to pay for this. I am going to make sure that you pay for this.
Yeah, right. I've been wanting to do this for a while now.
And your daughter? What about her?
I don't care about her at all. Once we're divorced, I'm not gonna be father to her at all, so you can just tell her I died in a fire or something like that. Gabby, are you there? I just got a letter saying that I'm getting thrown out of the condo. Please, you have to let me put my name on the lease instead of yours.
And just why would I want to do something like that?
Well, I mean, I thought that you were going to give me the house in the divorce, right?
What in the world are you even talking about, Charles? You really thought I was just gonna hand it over? I bought that condo with my own money before we were even married. That means that it's exempt from any asset splitting through the divorce. Did you really not know that?
But, I mean, does this really mean that I have to move out? Is that really what you're saying to me?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying to you, actually. And I've already found a buyer for the place. So that's why you have until the end of the month to move out. Do you understand?
You mean I only have until the end of the month to keep living here? But the end of the month is only a couple of weeks away.
That's right, and you should be lucky that you even have that. I mean, really, did you think you were going to get away with kicking me out right after I got back from giving birth to our child? You had plenty of time to get ready to move out ever since that day, so be grateful for that.
Okay, fine then. If you're gonna kick me out, then at least give me some money to cover all of the moving expenses.
And just why in the world should I have to pay you anything, huh? Why would I do that?
Well, you want me to move out of the house, don't you? That really is the least that you could do as a courtesy to me.
Courtesy? Now I know that you're joking. Why would I ever give you anything after what you did to me? I mean, are you going to pay the rent on the new place that I had to move into after you kicked me out? Because then we might have a deal.
I can't deal with you right now. Look, we're divorced, so if I'm not getting the house, then you still have to pay me what you owe me from our shared assets.
Actually, you cheated on me while we were married, so I really don't have to pay you anything at all if you must know. So go ahead and tell your little girlfriend that I'll be suing the both of you for what you've done. Then we'll conduct the asset division.
You what? You think that you can sue me for that? Fine then, just don't sue me and we'll call it even. How about that?
Sure, I can do that. But even after I take away what you would have gotten, you'll still owe me about $50,000.
You mean that you're only going to be giving me that much money? That can't be right. Surely you owe me so much more than that. I was expecting at least 100,000.
I think you need to reread the message that I just sent. You'll still owe me that much money, got it?
You really have lost your mind if you think I owe you a single red cent, you know that? I know that you have all this money stored away.
Oh, I do have money. But none of that is ever going to get to you, you know? I told you already that everything that I had before we got married, I don't have to give you in the divorce. I only have to split assets that we acquired after we got married. Do you understand now?
Wait, are you serious? Please tell me that that's not actually how the law works.
It sure is. So you should have made sure that you had enough money to take care of yourself before we got the divorce. Because now you've screwed yourself out of all this money. After all, I know that you hardly have savings yourself. But anyways, I hope that I've answered your question about that little eviction notice that you got. As for the lawsuit and the assets, just keep an eye out for a letter from my lawyer. We'll get it all settled. You just concentrate on packing up your things and getting the money that you'll owe me. Have a nice life! After that, I hired a lawyer who calculated how much I would have been able to sue Charles and his mistress for having their affair. Even after subtracting that sum from what Charles would have got, he still owed me about $50,000 that I knew he didn't have. I was even kind enough to tell him not to bother paying me any child support for our daughter. Charles said that he didn't want anything to do with his daughter at all, and I was more than happy to oblige him that request. Last I heard, Charles packed up his things with his girlfriend and fled town after paying off his legal debts with a hefty loan. I haven't heard from him ever since we finished signing the divorce papers. As for me, I took the money from selling the condo and moved closer to my parents in a much smaller place for just my daughter and I. My parents are more than happy to look after their new grandchild while I focus on getting back on my feet and easing myself back into work. Now I'm just focusing on myself and my family, hoping that I never, ever have to deal with a man like Charles, or Charles himself, ever again. As long as I can be there for my daughter, that's all I'll need in my life. That's why I named her Hope. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, Hillary, are you there? I was just wondering about how your job is going.
Wait, Dad? I'm sorry, but just what do you think you're doing messaging me like this?
Oh, come on, I'm only asking my daughter about how her job is going.
You know, Dad, I really actually don't think that you care about me at all.
How can you say that about your own father? I'm your parent and I have a right to worry about how my child is doing.
Oh, really? Is that what you think? Because I think you should know that I'm able to work just fine without you worrying about me.
You really are a brat, do you know that? I can't believe that you're actually my child sometimes. I mean, really, I don't know how you ended up like this, but you certainly don't take after me, that much is for certain.
Are you sure? Because I happen to think that I get all of my worst traits from you, if you must know.
You know, back in my day, I never ever used to talk back to my parents. Besides, don't you know that a girl who does what a man tells her to do is attractive? Nobody's gonna want to marry a woman who's always arguing with the men in her life, and that's why you don't even have a boyfriend.
Gee, thanks so much for that, Dad. Anyways, what is it you wanted to talk about? Did you just want to come to make fun of me for being single? Are you just trying to start a fight with me? Because something tells me that you're not doing so well with the ladies either.
I will have you know that I have plenty of ladies lining up around the block to get a piece of me. Honestly, I just wanted to ask you about work.
And I'm telling you that you haven't earned getting to pop out of the blue and asking me about my life.
Okay, but you are still working at the same company, aren't you? And it's like a full-time job and everything.
I'm working a regular job, Dad.
But I also heard that the company that you started working for after you graduated from college wasn't even all that good of a company, right?
It's a job that pays the bills and covers my insurance. What else is there after that?
What about bonuses? Do you get regular bonuses or raises or anything like that?
Oh, I see what this is about. You're testing the waters to see if you can't guess how much money I make from my job. You really are just the worst. Do you know that, Dad? Right when I think you can't sink any lower, you do.
Oh, come on, you can't just assume that of me. Why jump to conclusions like that? I only wanted to know.
Okay then, if that's really not what you wanted to ask me about, why don't you tell me why you messaged me?
Do I have to have a certain reason to ask after my own daughter? I can message you whenever I want, thank you very much.
Dad, I really can't think about a single time that you've called me without wanting something for yourself. Even when I was a little girl, you were always like this, Dad. I was literally a kid, and you were always trying to get me to do things for you. Even when I would get Christmas money from Grandma, you always told me to give it to you for safekeeping, and then I would never see it again. So I really find it hard to believe that you've changed all that much since then.
Oh, come on, that's not fair. I haven't always been like that. What about all the times that I was nice to you, that we played together?
Did we ever really play together? Because the only thing I can think of is the times you would take me to the horse races so you could gamble. And after you had lost all your money, you demanded that I hand my wallet over to you.
You're right. I did do that, and I shouldn't have. It was really wrong of me. But I just want you to know that I didn't come here to fight.
Then what is it? What do you want to talk to me about, Dad? Because you keep avoiding the question.
It's about your mom, Hillary. I messaged you because we have to talk about your mom.
What do you mean? What about Mom? Is she okay?
Well, let's just start like this. Just how many years do you think your mom and I have been together, Hillary?
Well, I'm 21 years old, so if I had to guess, it would be about that long.
Yeah, something like that, I believe. But you know, your mom and I never actually had a wedding. We just didn't have the money for it when you were younger.
Oh, I know all about it. Do you really think I didn't know this story?
Well, the truth is that I've caused your mom a lot of trouble over the years, and so, well, I just want to make things up with your mom by giving her a wedding dress.
Wait, what? No, Dad, why would you do that? We still have bills to pay, and I'm sure Mom would rather the money go there.
Oh, come on, what kind of woman wouldn't want to get a wedding dress if she never got to wear one before?
Dad, please don't waste your money on that. I know that Mom would rather you buy something nice for the house at least. I mean, do you really think that Mom would even like that as a gift? Don't you think it would be a reminder of the past 20 years that she's thanklessly put into being there for us?
Of course she'd be happy. Why don't you think that she would enjoy that?
I'm just saying that I wouldn't like it. If I was Mom, I would make it feel like I was left behind.
I don't know what you're talking about at all. Besides, you're not even pretty, so you wouldn't understand this to begin with. Look, can't I just get $300 from you? I need to get the dress, and then I was gonna hire a photographer to get pictures done.
You really think that Mom wants pictures taken of her in a wedding dress now of all times? Dad, I'm sorry, but you're gonna be paying all of that yourself. I mean, are you really going to be hiring a photographer? Do you really think that's a good idea?
I know what I'm doing. I didn't come here to bounce ideas off of you.
Well, if you're just gonna do whatever you want, then do it and leave me out of it. Because I am not giving you any money.
But why not? Don't you get that this is all for your mom?
I'm telling you that I really don't think that's what Mom wants at all. Why don't you just ask her about what she'd like before just assuming?
Because I'm trying to surprise her. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Oh, Dad, that's even worse. Please just don't bother doing this. It's not gonna go well.
Look, it's my idea and I just don't have enough money for it right now, so send me a little, okay?
Dad, I am not going to be sending you any money. You should just figure something out yourself. Because I have already made up my mind that you are not going to get a single cent.
I'm sorry, but just who do you think you're talking to anyway? Who do you think was providing for you most of your life, huh?
I think that Mom has done way more for me than you ever have, if that's what you're asking.
Well, if I didn't get your mom pregnant, then you would have never been born in the first place. You need to treat me with more respect.
What in the world are you talking about? I'm just getting so sick of having to deal with you. If you want to do something for Mom, that's fine. Just don't rope me into this. And that means using your own money to do this, because I am not giving you a single cent.
Oh, really? This is really how you're going to act? I wish that you'd never been born. Who needs a daughter that isn't going to obey her father?
Hey, Dad, I heard from Mom that she'd been taken away to the hospital for some injury. Is everything okay?
Oh yeah, she fell down the stairs and had to go and get a leg looked at. This is seriously just such a pain in the ass.
But then you're fine, right? I mean, you're not unconscious and you can still type whole sentences? And so can Mom, apparently?
Yeah, I'm not gonna die, but your mom did break my leg, so it's not all good, you know.
Mom broke your leg? Okay, great then. I guess I'll go over and head over there then.
No, you don't have to go do that. Don't bother coming at all.
Oh, really? Are you sure? Why don't you want me there?
Well, if you come over there, you'll have to book a plane and everything, right? I wouldn't want to put you out like that. Besides, I would rather that you come over after your mom is out of the hospital. Then you could at least do some of the work around the house.
But I'm still worried about Mom.
Are you sure that you'd be able to come and visit us twice then? Will your work really let you take that much time off?
Well, now I suppose that I couldn't get that much time off, really.
So that's why I think it's better if you come to visit after your mom gets out of the hospital. I think it would be much better for your mom as well. You do want to be there for your mom, right? That's why I think you should just do what I say.
Well, I do want to be able to be there for Mom.
And I'm telling you that she's gonna be just fine while she's in the hospital, so I don't think there's anything to worry about. The hospital will take good care of her, although I think we're gonna be a little short for the hospital bills, so...
Oh, really? And just how much money are you gonna need?
I think we're gonna need about $1,000 for the hospital. But don't worry, your mom says that we'll be able to pay you back.
Well, it's the insurance that's gonna be paying me back, right? But yeah, sure, I can send you that money.
I'm sorry to be asking you for this, but it is really for your mom, you know.
Well, if you really feel so bad, how about you go and visit Mom in the hospital? And then when you know a bit more about how she's doing, you can update me. Because I'm sure Mom isn't going to want to tell me anything for fear of worrying me.
Right, of course, I'll do that. Just please don't forget to send me money for the hospital.
Hey, Dad, are you there? I really want to know what the heck is going on there. I mean, what is this that I'm hearing about Mom not even being injured at all? She wasn't ever even in the hospital?
Oh, oops. I guess that means you finally found out the truth, huh? But man, I really had you thinking it was real there for a while, right? And all I had to do was send you one text message from your mom's number to get you to fall for it.
You really are just the worst. Do you know that? Did you really take Mom's phone from her?
Look, I just really needed the money, okay? You can't blame me for that, can ya?
But on top of all of that, you actually kicked Mom out of the house after forcing her to sign divorce papers?
That's right, your mom and I are no longer even married, so what do you think about that?
But I don't understand, where is this coming from all of a sudden?
She was always just in my way and holding me back. She was nothing but some big garbage just waiting to be taken out. Now I'm finally free to marry someone much younger and prettier than her.
I don't even know what to say right now, Dad. You're just awful! How could you do that to Mom? I mean, do you really even realize what you've done?
Of course I do. I did what I needed to in order to be able to live the life that I want to. You have no idea how unhappy I was in the years that we were married. Then I got fired and couldn't find another good job. Your mom did this to herself.
Dad, you do realize that it's all your fault that you got fired, right? In fact, if Mom didn't keep working, I don't know what would have happened to all of us.
Well, it doesn't matter now that it's all said and done. And now that your mom is homeless, that means that you should take care of her. I never want to see her back in my house ever again.
Oh, trust me, Dad. We wouldn't have ever gone back to you after this. But you should know that you're going to regret doing this, Dad.
Yeah, oh please, why in the world would I regret getting rid of that dead weight, huh? Hillary, are you there? Where is your mom? How is she doing?
What do you want, Dad? What is all this about now?
I need to know where your mom is right now. Are you with her? Please put her on the phone right now. We have to talk.
You and Mom are divorced. What do you want with her now?
I have something that I need to talk to her about. I mean, surely she's starting to get pretty lonely about now, right?
No, actually. Mom and I have been having a lot of fun together, so you don't need to worry about it. Anyways, please never ever reach out to us again, okay? Neither Mom nor I really want anything to do with you anymore.
Wait, please, just put your mom on the phone. I need to talk to her.
I am not going to be doing anything that you tell me to do until you tell me what this is about.
Well, I think that your mom and I might have gotten divorced just a bit faster than we should have. Anyways, I'm sure that your mom is eager to get back with me by now, right?
No, she isn't really. I already told you that we're having a great time without you. She finally realized that she doesn't need you anymore.
No, that can't be right. Your mom is definitely head over heels in love with me, right? We were married for over 20 years.
You were the one that threw her out of the house. You were the one that forced her to sign the divorce papers.
And now I'm realizing that I might have jumped the gun on doing all of that, okay?
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's gonna be enough to convince Mom. Besides, Mom and I both already know about the affair that you were having behind her back.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
I mean, you kicked Mom out of the house so that you could be with another woman that you were already seeing, right?
What in the world are you talking about? Of course that isn't what's going on!
Are you sure? Because I have plenty of proof that says otherwise. I know that the $1,000 I sent you was all used on her. You really are just pathetic.
But you don't understand! I was tricked! And by the time I realized I was getting scammed, I had already divorced your mom!
So you got with someone who was just using you for your money and you're only realizing it now?
It really is the truth. That's why you have to talk to your mom for me. You have to explain that this is all just a mistake.
Well, I don't really think that Mom cares at all about what you have to say, really. And I think I've already made it clear to Mom that I want nothing to do with you at all.
But your mom is already in her 50s. Are you really just going to take care of her for the rest of her life?
I think that Mom is more than capable of providing for herself, actually.
But even if your mom keeps her job, it'll still be really expensive for you.
Oh, you mean you didn't know that Mom was an author? She was only working a part-time job, so she had an excuse to leave the house and not be stuck inside all day writing. She's even got a book published and everything.
Wait, what? That can't be right. I haven't heard about any of this at all. But if she really is an author, then she must be getting royalties, right? You have to give me some.
Dad, you didn't really think that your measly salary was actually enough to keep you and Mom afloat, right? I mean, you never ever put anything into the bills or towards the house or anything like that. Actually, Mom only started writing as a way to channel her frustration with you, and that's when she started getting published in magazines.
I've made a huge mistake. Please, you have to talk to your mom and convince her to get back together with me. It's my only hope.
Yeah, that's just not gonna happen at all. You set all of this in motion, and now you have to live with the consequences. Have a nice life, Dad. Or don't. I don't think Mom or I really care all that much at this point. After that, Dad quickly started falling behind in payments for the house, and before long, it was repossessed by the bank. Mom and I have no idea where Dad might have gone after that, because we have blocked him on everything. And since Dad didn't even know where I was living, there was no way for him to track Mom and I down. Mom was considering trying to sue him for cheating on her while they were married, but we both knew that he wouldn't even be able to pay for it in the first place. Anyways, after a few months of living with me, Mom moved out to a different place quite close to mine and is still writing for a living. I had actually never read any of her work before, but I gave some of her short stories a look and realized she had based many of her stories and characters off of Dad. Although they certainly didn't paint him in a good light. Either way, Mom and I enjoy getting to spend more time with each other, not having to worry about any of my dad's schemes. And as long as things stay that way, I think my mom will be just fine. Thank you for watching! If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.